I yield myself such time as I may consume.
The gentleman is recognized for as much time as he wishes to consume.
In 1989, Debbie Smith was kidnapped from her Williamsburg, Virginia home while her husband, a police officer, was sleeping upstairs. Her assailant dragged her into the woods behind her home and raped her. Despite being threatened with further harm, she bravely came forward, reported the assault, and consented to a forensic exam with hopes that her attacker would be quickly identified and apprehended. Unfortunately, this did not happen. In the years following the sexual assault, Debbie Smith, stricken with thoughts of suicide, struggled with the paralyzing fear that her unknown attacker would return to inflict further harm on her and her family. The traumatic effect of the assault remained with Debbie and her family for over 6 years until an offender was identified and convicted using DNA analysis. I am pleased to sponsor H.R. 4323, the Debbie Smith Reauthorization Act of 2014, to ensure victims of rape, sexual assault, and other violent crimes do not have to endure similar experiences to Debbie Smith in the future. I would like to acknowledge the bipartisan support received from the numerous co-sponsors of this important legislation, including lead co-sponsor Congresswoman Bass of California, and original co-sponsors Ranking Member Conyers and Crime Subcommittee Chairman Sensenbrenner and Ranking Member Scott. I would also like to recognize the efforts of my colleague from New York, Carolyn Maloney, in co-sponsoring this bill, reauthorizing the program she helped create in 2004. Finally, the gentleman from Texas, Judge Ted Poe, has been also a strong leader in this area for many years, and we are all very appreciative of his efforts. With the goal of eliminating the backlog of untested DNA samples, the Debbie Smith program awards grants to state and local governments to fund the collection of samples from offenders and crime scenes, including rape kits, increased laboratory capacity, and the analysis of DNA samples in a timely and appropriate manner. Additionally, grants are authorized to provide technical assistance and education to law enforcement officials, court officers, corrections personnel, and forensic science and medical professionals. The effectiveness of DNA evidence in criminal investigations and prosecutions is unquestioned. As of January 2014, use of the FBI's National DNA Index has provided important assistance in more than 224,000 investigations. In my home state of Virginia, the database contains more than 366,000 offender profiles and has aided in nearly 8,500 criminal investigations. Due to a number of factors, including the expansion in recent years of the number of states requiring arrestees to submit DNA samples, the demand for testing of these samples continues to outpace the capacity of state and local government laboratories. In 2011, laboratories processed 10% more DNA cases than in 2009. However, backlogs persisted as demand grew by 16% during the same period, illustrating the need for continued support of this vital program. I urge my colleagues to support this important legislation reauthorizing the Debbie Smith program to continue reduction of DNA backlogs nationwide. I thank Debbie Smith for her contribution to this effort, her courage in standing up for millions of others, and I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentleman from Virginia.